So in your line of work, what range of instruments do you go from?
I do all the brass instruments, trumpets, horns, trombones, tubas. I do some cymbal work once in a while.
Do you ever make anything from scratch if someone asks you to?
No. I have in the past, but I don't now.
What was it like making instruments from scratch? Or what did you make?
Well, I made a trombone bell. That's when I was in Larry Minnick's shop. And I made that, but I do a lot of modifications. Have to make some parts and bend tubing, you know. But I don't make instruments.
Is there a point where you think an instrument no longer is salvageable? Or do you think if you have the instrument, you can save it at any point?
Well, you know, if it's been driven over by a dump truck, it's probably not salvageable, but, you know, but otherwise, it depends on the historical value of it, and it depends on the sentimental value of it.
Who would you say your clientele is for the brass shop?
Oh. It's extremely varied. Go from school instruments, you know, students, and it goes clear up to professionals, and then a lot of amateur musicians. So it's a gamut.
How far do people usually come for your services?
Driving here, some come from New Hampshire, some from Connecticut, some from Boston, some from Albany, and I get some mail order business too.
Oh wow! So you just go everywhere, or people come everywhere to?
Yeah, they find me. Somehow they find me, and I'm doing some work for a guy in Toronto now.
Oh really? Oh wow! What are you doing for him?
He's trying to start a museum. So he's buying instruments and then I make them work.
Oh really? Oh, that's so cool. Can you tell me about some of the instruments you've done for that?
Yeah, I've got a couple over here on the floor.
Oh, okay.
You want me to pick them up? Or?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So this is an instrument I've never seen before. This is made in Brussels, 1930. Well, they won a prize in 1935 and 1930. So I don't know really when it was made, but it's a strange instrument in that it has no valves, and there's things called post horns that they used to use when on the coaches, that they had signals and they would tell people where they're coming in and all that. But I don't know what they would use this for. It's not a hunting horn. Yeah, it's odd to me. This has a tuning crook, and I don't know why. It means that they wanted to play with someone else, but I don't know what it would be for. Not a bad tone though. And this just came in, sort of an interesting interesting old tuba. This is a Courtois. This is, I would guess, made before the 1940s, which, so it's not too old when you, about brass instruments. I'm not a tuba player. So, you know, you would not want to use this in a modern group. It's a little fuzzy, sort of honky, but, you know, it's a historical instrument. And patched. Not too bad shape, though.
I've never seen a tuba like that. Oh, what instruments do you get the most in your line of work?
Do I what?
What instrument do you get the most in your line of work? Like
Oh.
the most common instrument you repair?
I couldn't answer that. I've never kept track of of the numbers.
It's just such a wide range.
Yeah. Trombone, the slide is, you know, the slide is delicate, and I get a lot of trombone slide work. Things wear out, things come unsoldered, but all the brass instruments are put together with solder, so they have the same problems in that respect. And then people want them refinished.
So what are some of the most preferred brands that you see brass, or what do you say is the best brass band, like brand of instrument that you think there is?
Oh, there's quite a few good ones. Bach, Kahn, used to be a trombone maker near Boston called Shires, made very good trombones. There's foreign companies. The Yamaha is a decent company, and now there's some Chinese companies that are improving a lot, and they copy things very well. There's some German, real high-end German things, European. Trying to think of the name, you know, tubas that are 18,000. Alexander horns are very good.
Do you notice like a difference between horns made from different like countries? Like, is there a certain style that certain countries have for their instruments?
No, it's there's tradition in places, you know, but no, they all learn from each other. It's just like car manufacturers.
I think that's it for questions.
Good.
Right,
Sort of interesting because with the fourth valve, it changes the sound so it comes out of here, which, and this isn't quite ready to go, but here we go. So you can hear the different bells, you know, the different sounds on the bells. And a lot of people put a mute in here too, so I don't have a mute here. And Same pitch, but a different sound, you know. So they're sort of unique. People, they just look funky. People like to play them because of that. They're collectible.
And can you talk about the Tibetan horn?
Oh, the Tibetan temple horn is, they use them in the temple and they just make noise. This is a big one, then I've got a smaller one over here. This one's pretty cool. Now, I'm not sure if this is a reproduction or the real thing. I don't know. I've thought about taking it to expert someplace. Mouthpiece is very strange. But